Going on YouTube? Back again, got another video. So today's video, man, is on building generational wealth, okay? Building generational wealth. I believe that there's many pathways to go about generational wealth. And first, I would like to start out with a simple definition of what is generational wealth, okay? So, to me, generational wealth, hold on, let me get my other phone. All right, and I'm gonna wait till this phone turns on to give you an actual dictionary definition of generational wealth. But to me, generational wealth is not only the monetary value of what's passed down to the next generation, but also the wisdom and knowledge and life experience that's passed down from generation to generation, along with the connections, the network, and all that good stuff. Things that would take a lifetime to accumulate are passed down to the seed at an expedited rate, okay? Access to certain things. So I do want to give you a dictionary definition of generational wealth so that we can further break this down, okay? So really quick, building generational wealth. Why is that important, okay? I'm going to start with just as I am. I'm a young male that eventually one day sees myself having children, okay? Why is that important? Well, if you don't see yourself having children, then, there's no real point of generational wealth, right? Like, the point of generating generational wealth is to be able to pass it down to someone, okay? So we're not just generating these networks, these connections, this knowledge, this money for us. We're doing it to pass to someone else, okay? Now, generational wealth. This is AI definition on Google. Generational wealth is the financial assets, knowledge, and resources passed down through families across multiple generations, including investments, real estate, businesses, and cash, aiming to build a lasting financial foundation for future heirs, not just provide a one-time inheritance by emphasizing long-term stewardship, financial literacy, and strategic planning like estate planning. It's about creating an enduring legacy that promotes financial stability, economic mobility, and opportunities for children and grandchildren, often through smart management and education. Key components, let's break down the key components. Financial assets, stocks, bonds, savings, retirement funds, and intellectual property. Tangible assets, real estate, homes, collectibles, and precious metals. Business ownership, family businesses that generate ongoing income. Knowledge and habits, financial literacy, budgeting skills, and a strong work ethic. Man, that is packed. That is so packed. That is so packed. You know why it's packed? Because it takes planning. You cannot generate generational wealth by accident. You don't just stumble across generational wealth. That's why these families, excuse my yelling, I'm just passionate about this subject. That's why these families like J.P. Morgan Chase, Andrew Carnegie, different people in the steel industry, the electric industry, you can think of all these, right? The Warner Brothers, all these families, their families are set for life, not just because of the money, not just because of the money. Look at the key components: financial assets, tangible assets, business ownership, and knowledge and habits. Knowledge and habits. That might be the most important one, because without the knowledge and habits, it doesn't matter what financial assets or tangible or business ownership you have, because all of that, you can ruin it. You can ruin it all with the wrong habits and with the wrong knowledge, right? So if you have the right knowledge and habits, you can generate all of these other three. This might be the most important pillar, the knowledge and habits. Financial literacy, budgeting skills, and a strong work ethic, okay? Why is that important? Going back to who I am. Okay, who am I, right? Let's go on a spiritual plane because I'm moving more spiritual now, right? So I'm not my name, I'm not my body. I got that from Jeff Logan. Go check out his podcast. I'm not my name, I'm not my body. My name is Adrian, right? But I'm not my name. How am I not my name? Because I just said my name is Adrian, okay? If I'm in a gym right now, I'm looking at dumbbells. What is a dumbbell? When I said the word, a picture flashed into your brain. But the picture isn't the word, it's different. So the dumbbell is the image, right? And the essence of the dumbbell, and the name is what we relate the dumbbell to, right? So I am not my name, right? I have a name, but I'm not my name. I'm not my body. I'm not what you see right here. I'm not. It's something inside that's animating this body, right? This body doesn't have self-animation. It's not a wind-up toy that just goes based on no, there's something inside of my body, inside of my brain, inside of my mind that is generating this movement, okay? I'm not my name, I'm not my body, right? I'm a young, now I'm going into labels now, because all of these labels are not the essence of the spirit, but I'm a young black male living in America, right? I have younger brothers, I have older brothers, I have sisters, I have a wife, no children yet. I do have a dog named Stormy. It's like my baby girl right now, I have a mother, I have a father, okay? That's who I am. Now, why is it important for me to create generational wealth? Based on those labels, okay? As a young black male living in America, okay? Generational wealth makes it more attainable to achieve more wealth, okay? So, if someone is starting at zero, it's harder to attain wealth, and wealth is not monetary. I want you to get that idea. I'm not talking about money, just money. I'm talking about the knowledge, the habits, the assets. It's easier for that person to obtain wealth when they already have it versus someone that doesn't have it, okay? It's like lifting weights, working out, right? How hard was it for you to put on your first 5 pounds of muscle or lose your first 10 pounds of body fat, right? Versus how much easier was it when you already had, 5 years in the gym to know exactly what to do when you were in that space to generate the growth that you wanted versus or the loss that you wanted, right? Like what's gonna help you in the gym to burn more calories, or what to do outside of the gym, right? To lose the weight, right? With the food and the consumption. It might took you some time. You probably were going crazy in the gym the first 2 years. Like, why am I not losing weight? Somebody told you, hey, work on your diet. All of a sudden, boom, you start losing weight like crazy, right? So it took time. Now that knowledge, if you pass that on to your friend who's like, hey, I want to really lose weight, you see them doing what you were doing before, they get to start at like halfway, right? They don't start at zero because it took you 2 years. It's only going to take them, let's say they came to you in 6 months and said, hey, I'm not losing weight. You tell them, hey, look, I did the same thing. This worked for me. Boom. Now that's a friend to friend. Family. That means family is a part of the creed. It's a part of the family crest. It's a part of what we do. This is how we move, okay? Generational wealth. You're a part of a family. Family doesn't have to be blood. It can be what you create. Okay, young black male in America. That means that my ancestors were slaves, right? They were people that were taken from their homeland and used for their labor, okay? Now, multiple times throughout history, black individuals have tried to create generational wealth. And the system that is set up in America is not built for the minority, not just the black, but the minority. So if you're a minority watching this, this is for you too, okay? Okay, so it's not built for the minority, it's built for the true minority, right? We know who that is, okay? So, white people. Anyways, basically, it's gonna be more difficult for a black person to build generational wealth than a white person, right? So that's just fact. Or a minority person than a white person. That's facts, okay? Now, where do they limit us, okay? Or where are the breakdowns in how we are able to build this wealth for ourselves? Well, one, we're not taught about financial literacy. Most of our parents had pregnancies or had babies that were unplanned. What did I say in the beginning? Generational wealth isn't something you stumble upon. Isn't an apple like Isaac Newton that hits your head and you discover gravity, right? It's not that. It's something that you have to plan. You have to know about and plan towards. And it's not going to be something that's going to be largely experienced in your lifetime. The majority of the compound interest happens after you're already dead and gone, okay? It's the reason why your children will be able to make mistakes and make mistakes and make mistakes and make maybe some horrible mistakes, but still, once they finally get it, now they can take your business and take the family business and take whatever's going on, take the investments, take the connections to the next level and do the same thing for their children and their children and their children. But they don't have to ever go to the bottom because it's much harder to dig yourself out of the bottom, out of a ditch with no tires than it is to, run out of gas and go get some gas and be back on the road in no time, right? So these are the things that matter when we talk about building wealth. Now, in our industry, young black male, okay, what we listen to, hip hop, okay, listen to a lot of rap, get the money, smoke the weed, fuck the bitches, right? Period. That's just what it is, okay? All right, that's just my 2 cents. Maybe that's not what it is, okay? So, the problem with that is, get the money, but spend the money on dumb shit. Things that depreciate in value. Spend it on cars instead of buying a house. Or spend it on jewelry instead of investing in gold or real estate or stocks, right? You don't hear no rappers talking about they just bought, stocks in Apple. You know what I'm saying? That's not interesting to talk about. That's how you build generational wealth, though. Because when I die and I have all this stock in Apple, and in my will, it's like, oh my God, we can cash that in, Now my kid never has to worry about paying for his tuition, If my kid never has to worry about paying for his tuition, one of the top things that prevent us from going to school is all of the student debt, right? All the student debt. And guess what? You might not even like what you go into. So you're going to change your major, and then there's more debt. Then you start working these low-end jobs, and you can't push yourself forward. So how do we deal with that? Okay, son, hey, guess what? I have $500,000 set aside for your entire tuition, okay? Now, this is what I did. This is what your mom did. I don't want you to have to go through that, okay? So what you're gonna do is go get some real life experience in the real world, go work a trade or something like that. Decide what you wanna major in, decide where you wanna be at in school. You're gonna finish your degrees. You're not gonna have to worry about finances. That means you're gonna be able to go into this college dorm and you're gonna have a stipend of that $500,000 that you're getting every 2 weeks. So you don't have to worry about working a job. You can focus on your school and your education. You're gonna get out of school, instead of it taking 8 years for you, it's gonna take 4 years. Okay, after you graduate, I have a job at our company. You've already been into this since it's like you just get it quicker. You get it, even if that child fucks up 10 times. If on time 11, when he's 28 years old, and he's like, you know what, Dad, I've been fucking up. I'm a lowlife, been smoking weed, and doing all the things that I did. Hey, guess what? I'm ready to lock in. Because that's like, I'm not it's not about giving them the money. It's about giving them the habits. And like I said, that's the most important part. Because a lot of what we see is these rich families, the ones that end up with the children on drugs and stuff like that. Something happened where they had the first three. They had the financial assets. They had the tangible assets, the real estate, the homes, the collectibles. Maybe they even had business ownership, which kept them afloat for years, but they didn't have the knowledge or the habits, okay? They didn't have the strong work ethic, the financial literacy, or the budgeting skills. So that is why building generational wealth is so important as a young black male in America. Now, I'm not just talking about a young black male, young minority male. It is important to start planning for the future. Okay, now this leads me into my next point. There's this whole wave over the last 10 years. We've seen this whole entrepreneurial wave. It's still going on right now. This whole entrepreneurial wave. All right. So what is this entrepreneurial wave? Oh, don't work a 9 to 5. Oh, get out of your 9 to 5. You don't need a job. Just start selling sunglasses on the side of the beach, and one day you're gonna be Ray-Bans, you know? Okay, cool. Okay. See, my only pet peeve with that is that is only gonna work for 0.05% of the population. The other sunglass sellers, bro, they lost money or broke even and were struggling to feed their families, struggling to get anywhere in life because they had this business that was taking over everything. They're not even passionate about sunglasses. They're just like, this is a hustle. Hustle culture will fuck you up. It'll fuck you up and hold you behind. This is not a hustle. This is a planned attack. It's a planned attack. It's not a hustle. I've been planning this assassination. This is not a hustle, bro. This is not murder. This is not I committed this act in a fit of rage. No, this was planned to the fucking detail. I am murdering this shit. Period. This is an assassination. That's what they're gonna call it. He assassinated that shit. Goddamn. He planned it out to the bullet, to the last detail, and he got away. Goddamn. This is some criminal mind shit right here. You know? This ain't no like, he just got mad at the guy that cut him off in traffic and blew his brains out. Like, no, that's not how we're gonna get rich. That's not how we're gonna get wealthy. Excuse me. See, that's the programming. See, focus on getting rich and not focus on getting wealthy. That's the programming. That's the program right there. You just saw it. Okay, in me. Okay. Now, what does that mean? Okay, that means that since it's planned out. If I were just to say, go start a business, how many people would I be leading astray? Because a lot of times those people that succeeded, they didn't just get success from building a business. They didn't just get success from building a business. They got success from literally going through trial and error, building up habits, the financial literacy, reading a lot of books, learning a lot from the people around them. They had good connections. It was something that lined up with time and opportunity. But like I said, that's 0.05% of the people, even with all those things, that make it to be Ray-Bans, you know? And I don't even know if that's a company that started from nothing. I really don't know. But when you look at Honda, right? That's a story that, now this is a beautiful story. I was reading about it in Tony Robbins' book, not Think and Grow Rich. That's Napoleon Hill. Tony Robbins, Awaken the Giant Within. He talks about, I forgot his name, but Honda, his first name and then Honda. This guy, it took him so many tries to get the Honda going, right? To get it to where it is today. It took him so many tries, So with those tries, he still had to feed his family. I'm sure he was working multiple jobs or, putting money away, saving money to invest in his business. So it's a lot more that goes into having a successful business. And then preparation met opportunity, and he was able to succeed slowly. Even when he succeeded, he hit roadblocks and had to figure out those roadblocks. So it's not just, hey, I'm gonna be everything we see on YouTube. Hey, follow me. Watch my follow my program, and you'll become a millionaire in 12 months. Bullshit. Don't trust it. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. Hey, say I'm gonna be locked in for the next 10 years and I'm gonna be a millionaire. If you're 22 watching this, I'm gonna be a millionaire by 32. Give me 10 years of actual consistent growth. Don't try to do it in a year. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Find something you're truly passionate about, something that you think is gonna make you a lot of money and have a lot of value, okay? Mainly value. See, that's the programming too. Is like mainly having value, something that people will value. And if you build yourself up to a person that has a lot of value, then you don't have to worry about money, because the money's gonna come to you. You don't have to chase it. It's gonna come to you. You're chasing sunglasses, trying to sell them on the beach. But if you have something that is gonna provide value to people, they're gonna come to you for your expertise. So that's the video for today. If you relate to this video, if it resonated with your spirit, with who you are, like, comment, subscribe, send it to somebody you really care about. This is about building generational wealth. This will not be the last video on building generational wealth. I'm focused on building strategies that are going to get us to actual financial literacy, building up our assets, building up our mental state, our mindset, and then slowly we'll start to add on those other totems once the first is in place, okay? Have a wonderful rest of y'all days. Enjoy your Friday. Make sure you train hard, treat the people around you with respect and love. Stay hungry, stay fit, stay full. Peace.